hindi tunay na bayani si Marcos. Meron pa kaming babasahin na statement. Press statement, Pudnong Ilokano, December 7, 2021. Today, we Ilocanos and residents of the so-called yet mythical Solid North are coming out to join the petitioners for the disqualification and cancellation of the certificate of candidacy for President of Ferdinand Marcos Jr., son and beneficiary of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos. Under the group Pudnong Ilokano or Real Ilocanos, we will file today the 8th disqualification case against Mr. Marcos before the Commission on Elections. While we have cited the same reasons as most of the earlier cases did, we would like to add our voice and arguments to disallow a person by the name of Marcos to aspire for much more become president of the country to which he willfully and arrogantly refused to pay taxes to. We say willfully and arrogantly because he did it several times and was in fact convicted for it 4 times. And he did when his father was still in power. It was a full display of arrogance and contempt to the country and its citizens. We all know that taxes are the lifeblood of a nation. Paying taxes is the most basic responsibility of any decent member of a society. If we allow him to become leader of this country, how can we encourage the people, particularly the rich, to pay taxes when he did not do so, even as he was already a public official? We thus say he should not only be disqualified, but made to answer under our laws. He should be elsewhere in jail, perhaps, as his father did so, members of this group, but not in our ballots. Gandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Crisanto Palaban, isa po sa mga biktima ng martial law at isa po sa nagpapile ng 8 disqualification case.
Disqualify si Marcos!
Disqualify si Marcos!
Disqualify!
Kultit ni Marcos!
Tatakaw ni Marcos ang nagbayad, itibuwista, awang babay na.
Tapos koltiro pa na! Tatagalog, makapalang mukha!
Si Marcos, masapol nga madiskwalipika!
Would you like to discuss the case? Or
Yes, our lawyers.
Abogado ng grupo ng mga Ilokano.
we could say it's a group of
Majority are from Ilocos.
Babae, Mike. Diba ng konti?
Majority are Ilocanos, but we are also joined by a few more non-Ilocanos, but definitely from families of victims during the martial law.
the Ilocos region or not?
Not necessarily from the Ilocos.
Sir, dun sa petition, kayo lang yung nagsabi na nag-ask for the common to pronounce essentially that Marcos is professionally disqualified. Can we elaborate on that point?
Yes. Marcos has been convicted 4 times by the regional trial. And the conviction is for the violation of the National Internal Revenue Code. And even during the time that this happened, the law at that time provides for special perpetual disqualification from conviction. And again, he has been convicted 4 times. Aside from that, the special disqualification is because he is a government official and who failed to file his proper taxes. Another is that under the National Internal Revenue Code, there is also a special disqualification to exercise the right of suffrage. Ibig sabihin, he is not a proper voter of the Philippines. And one of the qualifications to become a president is that you must be a registered voter in the Philippines. So we are both telling the COMELEC or asking the COMELEC that he lacks a qualification position, and he is also disqualified because of special perpetual disqualification for violation of the NIS. Again, he was convicted 4 times.
So would you like to discuss yung effectivity ng perpetual disqualification clause? Because we've read from the previous petition or answer na it was in 85, effective in 86, so therefore we're just talking effectively of maybe just 85 violation. Or does it matter because it's a continuing crime because it has not paid since 80?
Well, actually, if you look at even the law, even for that, the NIRC already provides for that perpetual disqualification. So it's continuing. It has been, in a way, reassured by the new law that was effective in 1986. So definitely it's covered. And all these legal arguments are what we want the Comelec to resolve on. So that, again, we're trying to elect the highest official in the land. And just like in any, parang kung sabihin na natin, if you're talking of any organization, you want the most qualified person to lead this nation. And it is our civic duty to ensure that those who are running for public office, especially for the president, really deserves.
Sir, you mentioned December 2. Is that also a kayo yung kumuha yung December 2 certification?
No, that certification was requested by the group of Attorney General.
So you're referring to the same document?
We're referring to the same document.
Attorney, even in the absence of any explicit ruling on the accessory penalty of perpetual disqualification, you deem that it is automatic in nature?
Yes, because that's part of conviction. That is automatic.
So it need
In
na-
fact, we said it in our petition that it was also anomalous for the Court of Appeals to actually remove the imprisonment because the conviction of Marcos Jr. was affirmed by the Court of Appeals, except that it removed imprisonment, or it actually did not remove, but nearly did not mention it in the decision.
non-payment of taxes, attorney. May
Kamera po.
The acquittal was on the non-payment of taxes. But for the
Yes.
ITR, dapat
Dapat, oo.
para na sa
Sir, if you'd like to comment now, do you want this resolved before December 15 at the very least?
We want it resolved as soon as possible, simply because we don't want the name appealing in the file. So this is the reason why many groups, including ours, have filed a disqualification case. The other groups have filed a case to cancel the certificate of practice.
Why, sir? Why don't you want to see him on the ballot as early as January 15? No, December 15 kasi final list, diba? So, tingin nyo dapat even before that date, na-resolve na siya, we were happy to wait until January 15, which is a pending.
Well, for us, the sooner the better. Again, just to reiterate, we're trying to elect the highest position in our land. So we just want to make sure that people who are in that battle are really qualified.
Attorney, what is your level of confidence? It is a presidential son, of course, from a very powerful family, but our level of confidence in the law in the Commonwealth?
Well, we have confidence in our institutions, so that's the reason why we are filing this case. And whatever the outcome, we have confidence that it would be resolved sooner or later, regardless whether it be by the Commission on Elections or all the way up to the Supreme Court. And this is the reason why we're going through the legal process.
Sir, ito na yung pang-apat na disqualification
Camera, Tony.
case. Has it been discussed by the group na kailangan disqualification case talaga or pwedeng intervention na lang sana?
Well, when the group discussed this, they felt that a separate disqualification case should be filed, not intervention. Because again, you cannot commingle, a technicality, you cannot commingle different causes of action in Comelec. The ones that have been filed so far is for the cancellation of the certificate of candidacy. Ours is on the ground of disqualification. Maraming salamat po.
Ang mga petitioner na ng panibago, disqualification kanilang inihain sa Comelec. At
Paulo, Ipo, and
Council
Anong ibig sabihin sa Tagalog nito? Yan.
Ito, sinungaling.
Anong ibig sabihin sa Tagalog niyan?
Ito po, sinungaling ka.
Ayun ang ibig sabihin.
Tapos sa baba.
Ito po, ano ibig sabihin niyan?
Awanti ba mo?
Hindi ka nagbayad ng buwis. Ang kapal ng mukha mo.
Yan ang ibig sabihin niyan.
Opo. Yan. Si Bongbong makapal ang mukha.
Ito yan.
Hindi nagbayad ng buwis.
Ito po, yan. Ano po, ano yan?
Langsot ka,
Langsot
sinungaling ka.
Awan bain mo.
Wala kang hiya.
Ah,
Sinungaling ka, wala kang hiya.
ito parehas na kayo.
Iba naman to.
Ano ibig sabihin niyan?
Saan ka nagbayad buwis? Di ka nagbayad ng buwis.
Thank you, Attorney.
Nagpuskol, tirupam. Ang kapal ng mukha mo.
Yan sa,
Ang kapal mo.
taga saan pa kayo? Mga sa
Ilocos.
Ako Cagayan ako.
Cagayan.
La Union.
La Union. Kayo po?
La Union.
La
Wala
Union.
po talagang solid north. Awanti solid north. Ang agpay sudayay. Sipot ta. May tanong ako tayo. Kultit.
Bakit ngayon lang tayo
Awanti bayin na.
Baba mo ng sir, makapili mo.
Yan.
Napakalakas ngayon sa...
Ano yung sinasabi mo about Solid North po, sir?
Bakit dati no?
Hindi po totoo na may solid north. Ang patunay dyan, kami po na mga taga Ilocos Region ay nandirito ngayon para mag-file ng pangkawalong disqualification case laban kay Bongbong. Kung si Bongbong napakapal ng mukha, hindi nagbabayad ng fees, paano niyo po ituturing na matinong tao at matinong government official ang isang hindi marunong magbayad ng fees? Kaya po kami nandirito ngayon para tutulan ang pagiging kandidato sa pagka-presidente ni Bongbong.
Sir, hindi martial law, survivors.
Hindi po, pero nakikisa
Ano ibig sabihin? Hindi nagbayad.
Kahit po makapal, kailangan po namin sabihin yung dapat
po ang kapal ng mukha niya.
Ito saan nagbayad? Tiboy?
hindi nagbayad ng buwis.
Makapal ang mukha. Karaniwan sa ilalim.
Makapal ang mukha niya kasi hindi na nga nagbayad ng bis, kumakandidato pa rin.
Okay.
yung Pangulo,
Thank you, sir.
siya mismo ay hindi nagbabayad ng buwis.
Picture lang.
Gusto ba natin magbayad ng buwis? Ang galing ng Pangulo na hindi nagbayad ng buwis. Di ho ba? So, yun po yung punto natin. Alam natin ang buwis ang buhay ng bansa. So, kung ayaw niyang buhayin yung kanyang bansa, anong klaseng Pangulo siya? Di ho ba? Yan, dito.
Okay.
Kami naman. Dito. Sorry, boy.
Marcos! Disqualify!
Marcos!
Disqualify! Marcos!
Ulit pa uli.
Disqualify! Disqualify!
Disqualify! Saan ang nagbayad? Tibuwis!
Langsot ka, Marcos!
Awan bain mo!
Nagpuskol tirupam!
Sana nagbayad si Grace!
Marcos!
Disqualify!
Disqualify! Disqualify!
Marcos!
Marcos!
Disqualify!
Disqualify! Disqualify!
Marcos!
Saan ang nagbayad? Tibuwis!
Marcos! Langsot ka, Marcos!
Poskol Rubab!
Awanti bain mo!
Nagpuskol tirupam!
Langsot ka!
Marcos!
Disqualify!
Disqualify!
Marcos!
Mga Ilocano, iba-ibang lugar daw sa mga Ilocano. Yan po yung pang-siyam, kung di ako nagkakamali, pang-siyam o pang-walo. O pang-siyam na petition, may disqualification na inihahin, merong cancellation of COC, ang nagsampa ng
Ibabay Ilokano ni Marcos!
against kay
Marcos, naging governor ng Ilocos Norte,
presidential
hindi man
aspirant
marunong mag-Ilocano.
Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Mukhang ang dami Mukhang ang pang-siyam na. O, meron pa magsasalita ron. Ano na naman kaya to?
Okay, ma.
May isa pa.
Kailangan.
Ready?
Okay, ma.
Sige, question.
In behalf of the martial law victims, I would like to say that kailangan talagang ma-disqualify si Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at dapat makansela, kung maaari, dapat agad makansela ang kanyang certificate of candidacy. Dahil una-una hindi talaga siya karapat-dapat na tumakbo. Deserving natin mas magaling, kung maaari, pinakamagaling na pinuno, hindi ba? Nagbabayad tayo ng buwis, hindi tayo nakakatakas, whether we like it or not, kinakaltasan tayo. Pagkatapos isang tao na meron lang pangalan, basta-basta na lang siya makakatakas at hindi magbabayad ng buwis. Ang pagbabayad ng buwis, hindi natin pinulat kung saan-saan lang ito, hindi ba? Pinagpagura natin ito at alam nating obligasyon ito sa ating bayan para magbayad dahil para sa kapakanan ng ating bansa. Pero may isang tao lang na tatakas at hahayaan niyang hindi magbayad ng buwis. Papayagan ba natin yon na maging pinuno? Na meron siyang humihingi siya ng entitlement at special treatment dahil meron lang siyang apelyido. So, huwag nating payagan yon. Yun lang po yung aming dahilan kung bakit kami nandito at ako ang isa sa mga pumirma sa petition. Yun lang.
Nakasali sa petitions? Kasi diba most of them are Ilokano.
Yeah. Actually, nasa